Hey guys! Fun fact, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is write down what I dreamt that night, so I remember it. And so I have a whole list of like my dreams in my phone. And I was thinking about that, I was reading them, and I thought it would be cool to call up some of my homies and ask them to share a dream they've had. I'm not really gonna, ramble too much. I'm just gonna let you guys watch the video, and here we go. Hello! Okay, welcome to the video. So tell me about this crazy dream that you had.
It's such a weird dream. It starts off in this kind of like super beige, kind of tony place. It was like really confusing because I was like, where are we? Until I saw that it was kind of like a desert type feel. So it felt like this hot place. You could tell like it was just boiling out there. And we were in this RV, but this RV, and I was with my family, my brother, my mom, and my dad. We're in this RV, but it's a kind of RV that has like, apparently, I don't even know if it exists, but like it existed in my dream. It was like this like back end, kind of like a pickup truck. So we're driving through this place, and all of a sudden I blink and we're in this like foresty area, and we're driving and everything's really vivid, just vivid colors. All I can remember is vivid colors. And you could see like there was this boy, and he had a little bit like it looked like his face was a little bit distorted of some sort. And it looked like what was like kind of like in a tree house. So they're in this tree house, and my dad turns to me and he's like, oh, like that, like poor kid, like I feel so bad for him, kind of, in a way. Turn around to him and I was like, oh yeah, like, it's really sad kind of thing. And all of a sudden, like, he appears in that back trunk, but he doesn't have a distorted face anymore. He's in that back trunk, like kind of what I explained, like in the pickup truck area. So like you could like easily get in, right? And we're going through this road that seems just keep on like bumping. I turn around and he's like, oh, like I heard you guys are going to Toronto. I'm from there. Can I come with you guys? And my dad's like, oh, like obviously we're like, where's your parents? Nobody had to say it, but I could tell like it was something that we were all thinking, like we can't just take you, All of a sudden he just sat there, this kid, he's sitting there and he's like, oh, like you're thinking like you can't take me. And I turned to my dad, who's staring at the kid, and I turned back at the kid and he's gone. And then all of a sudden we're back in that desert place. And then then I woke up. That's it. I was like, what is the meaning of this?
So the only dream that I can remember like completely, because it like scarred me for the rest of my life, is the one when I was 10. And it was pretty much someone like started trying to barge into the door, and they was knocking on our door, and our parents always told us, don't open the door. So like we're supposed to go to like that speaker thing and like talk to them from outside. So then all I remember is like I was talking to him, but then like he was telling me to open the door so I can talk to you, or else I'm gonna open the door. And I was like, no, right? So I go and I make sure it's locked. So then when I go to make sure it's locked, I don't know what it was, but I feel like he had like a magnet like on the other side, so like, he was like flipping it back, because like, every time I locked it would just go back like unlocked. It was just like locked, unlocked, and I was like freaking out. I was like, what the hell? And I hold the lock down, right? And then he starts running around to like the other door to like unlock that door. So I'm like, what? So then I started running to the other door, and then I start holding that lock. And the next thing I know is like there's like a clone of him, like two people on like both sides, trying to unlock the door. And at that point, there's nothing to do. So like, he enters, he comes inside my house, and then I'm like, crap. So I run, and then I go to where like I kept my karate like the sparring gear, and like obviously I was never really good at them, right? Like they don't probably teach you how to protect yourself if someone's trying to kill you. And like he had a gun, so like knock the gun out of his hand, and I get my like the knife thing, and I stab him. All I remember is like the cops pulling up to like my driveway, and then I start freaking out, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I start running away like from the cops, and then I just wake up.
I was on a private jet, right? And I was like wondering where we were, like going. And then I turned around and I saw LeBron James. After I saw him, I'm like, oh shoot, we're going to NBA basketball game with him. And I got like happy and everything because he's like my favorite player. And then you were playing
with him?
Yeah, I was playing with him. But like everybody's like 7 foot and I'm like 5'4". No, not even 5'4". Well,
what did he say to you?
He's like, true. But he didn't even say anything to me. He was so out of like, okay.
I need to add some context for this to make sense.
Okay.
Basically, this was like summer of 2019. At that time, I was kind of getting into a lot of like experimental music. Discovered Tom York. He released an album that was called Anima, which was crazy because I was reading about it at the time. And the album itself is kind of about the destruction of man, like, or the human race as a being, and how we're kind of exploiting our world because we're destroying ourselves spiritually. And the first night that I listened to the album and then I went to bed is when I had the dream. The dream was, it begins kind of with, I'm in an ancient city. The city is burning and there's civilians running everywhere. Buildings are on fire. I'm trying to figure things out and I'm roaming the streets and there's like balls of fire falling from the sky and like exploding, and then somehow I think the timeline gets crossed and I enter a house, and in that house there's kind of a TV, but the TV is caged in this iron cage, but I can still see what's playing on the screen. And so I'm watching an old TV, and on the screen I see a vast ocean. In the ocean there's a blue whale, and it's beautiful, and I just remember feeling it as this really pure creature and embodiment of nature and the natural world. And I'm watching this blue whale swim with her calf, little baby whale too. A helicopter is in the sky and it's blazing in a ball of fire, and the helicopter crashes towards the ocean and it hits the blue whale. Obviously, I mean, it's sad, but it dies. And the image of just seeing like a helicopter on fire crashing into a whale in the ocean, and then I'm watching this through a TV in my dream, has kind of always stuck with me. Like, it's one of my most memorable and strange dreams, but I think it's a pretty crazy metaphor of what I was thinking about at the time. And the baby calf was kind of like helpless and wondering what happened to its mom, and I was watching this and thinking, what are we doing to our world?